This is a very unique story. The backstory with this is that a lot of people tend to think that I should try to get in touch with family members before I start talking about these stories. Well, I did reach out in this case. I did get in touch with a family member, and they told me, they said, let me think about it. I said, okay. Waited a day, hit them back, and they're like, they're going to decline to come on and talk about this story, which I think might have actually done them some good, because here's the reason why I say that. The implications in this story about what the police are charging them with, what the courts are saying, is kind of one of those things that it's hard to deny it. The family is actually denying a lot of what is being accused of the person that you see on my screen, saying that she was falsely imprisoned and they took her kids for no reason, for no good reason. My whole stance on that is I think that if they have facts and evidence against you, you have to present facts against why that's not the case. And I just don't think that they did a very good job. They did a big, huge interview, which I will show you guys if y'all want to see that. Before we get into this story, let me give you guys a disclaimer that some of you might find my content controversial or offensive. The information is coming from credible sources. I'm getting this particular article from parentherald.com, so thank you for the article. We're also getting this from news websites and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinion about the facts of the story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. And I'm pretty sure that some of her family members are going to be listening to this. So let me tell you what she's been accused of first. Missouri officials announced that a mother has been charged after she abducted her own infant daughter from the hospital. Y'all need me to read that again? Or did everybody? I want to make sure everybody gets that, because that's pretty deep so far. I'm getting this information from a website, hashtag not my words. I'm just telling you what they're reporting and what the police are saying. Now, according to a news release from the St. Louis County Police Department, a charge of first degree endangering the welfare of a child was filed against the 24-year-old mom. Let me see if I can get her face back up here. Is that person right there? Jayana Rochelle, also known as Jayana Johnson, 24 years old. Police said that she violated a protective order by taking her injured 10-month-old girl from a St. Louis County Children's Hospital. I watched what the family members said when they tried to defend her and say, she's not that type of mother. She would never do nothing like this. Let's take a pause for the cause and let's back that up like a U-Haul truck and let's revisit what I just said. All right? Show my friends some love there. What's going on? Make this go viral, LLC. I see you in the building. Let me say this again. They quote that she violated a protective order. You would have to ask, how do you even get a protective order in place to begin with? That is not an easy thing to do. That usually means you have pictures, videos, or somebody's personal, somebody's testimony is what I'm trying to say. That's the word I'm looking for. That they are testifying and saying that, hey, I saw something and I'm saying something. I'm reporting that I saw this person do something wrong and I think that y'all need to come in and protect this child. So the judge then came in and said, yes, I'm going to acknowledge that. I recognize it, this is a fact. There are some facts in here that I believe that this child is in danger. I'm going to put a protective order in between this person and the baby. How do you dispute that? Can you dispute the fact that there was not a protective order? You'd have to say that there wasn't a protective order. And if there was a protective order, that means they had facts on their side. That's number one. But let's keep going. They also said that she violated the order and took her injured 10-month-old child from the hospital. You'd have to ask, why did she take the child? Which is a two-part question. And why was the child injured? Somebody in the chat actually said it. Thank you. Why was the child injured? I think here's a better question. Do y'all want to know what the injuries were? And I want y'all to tell me if you can formulate your own opinions about this. Now, police said that the infant was admitted with critical injuries to the hospital. Critical injuries. The baby's injuries had been caused by neglect, with the child suffering from severe malnutrition, being starved, rickets, and pneumonia. The child also had around 17 bone fractures due to lack of care, according to the Kansas City Star. Not my words. So for the family members, don't get mad that I read their words, their report, their information, right? 17 bone fractures does not sound like an accident. A potential accident might be one. Maybe one or two if it's like a compound fracture or something. 17? 17? Talk to me, AFC, please. Somebody in the chat type and tell me, does that sound like an accident? Let's keep going. The Missouri State Highway Patrol then activated an Amber Alert for the young girl after she was taken by her mom from the hospital. How many of you guys are familiar with the Amber Alert system? Guess what you have to have in order to activate an Amber Alert? There are qualifications in order to have an Amber Alert. They met those qualifications first, then they issued the Amber Alert, which goes out on everybody's phone. It goes beep, beep, buzzes everybody's phone in the area. Everybody gets that notification. The Amber Alert was canceled 2 hours later after both the child and the mother were found. That was the point, was to find them because they felt like the child was in danger. Now, according to the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, law enforcement used Amber Alerts to notify the public about missing kids thought to have been abducted. They're only used for more serious cases of child abduction when authorities believe that a child is in imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death. The main goal of Amber Alerts is to add millions of people to help not only in the safe return of the child, but to also in the apprehension of the abductor. Johnson was arrested and is now being held on a $200,000 cash only, no 10% bond. Based on everything that I just said, I don't know how this family let me see if I can back that up just for a second. That's the people that did the interview. Do y'all want me to play that so y'all can hear it? They are the ones who are coming out and saying that this information is not correct. First of all, the child is damaged. That is a fact. The child had a protective order between the child and the mother. That is a fact. Also, you could prove on camera that the mother came to the hospital and took the child, which violated the order that was in place. That is a fact. It is also a fact that she was apprehended. The child was found in her possession. They arrested her. That is a fact. It is also a fact that she has a $200,000 cash only bond, no 10%. So they're not going to be able to shortcut that. Have I said anything that was not factual yet? Any family members, if I've said something that's wrong, type it in the chat and let me know. I think that's what we have here so far. Let me go and give you guys the fair usage because that video was kind of long. Their interview was kind of long, but I want y'all to be able to see it. So here we go. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And if you guys would, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. I want people to be able to participate in this. So share this video so more people can see what we're here talking about. And also, if we do have family members, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel, and then it'll be able to let you type in the chat here after a minute. So if we see a family member in the chat, moderators don't block or time out anybody, okay? I want people to be able to speak. I want to see what people are saying. Give them a chance. Let's see. Let's see what they got to say. Let's go.
An overnight Amber Alert is canceled after a seriously ill 10-month-old baby at the center of the alert is found safe. This morning, the child's mother in custody.
Fox 2's Chris Renier is in the Central West End detailing all of these developments.
We are just outside of Children's Hospital. This is where the case unfolded, leading to the Amber Alert, which has since been canceled. St. Louis County Police saying the child has been located safe and is being treated at a hospital while the 24-year-old mother could face charges. We can show you video from overnight here at Children's. St. Louis County Police say the 10-month-old girl was brought to Children's Hospital and was determined to be in critical and unstable condition due to neglect. Investigators say the baby weighed 13 pounds. The CDC website says the average weight for a 10-month-old girl is about 19 pounds. Investigators tell us a protective custody order was issued, but the mother left the hospital with the child against doctor's orders and the protective custody order. That prompted the Amber Alert, which many of us received on our phones overnight. It lasted about 2.5 hours before being canceled. An earlier release from St. Louis County Police saying that the mother refused to bring the child back to the hospital and that the baby was in imminent threat of death if medical intervention wasn't received. We understand the baby is being treated at another hospital, not here at Children's. County Police have not released details surrounding how the mom and baby were located. It is also still unclear what potential charges the mother might face. Reporting in the Central West End, I'm Chris Renier.
On the other side of a nerve-wracking search overnight.
The Missouri Highway Patrol has canceled an Amber Alert for a 10-month-old girl who was taken from an area hospital. Our Sydney Stallworth is live at St. Louis Children's Hospital with what happened. Sydney?
Rennie, Monica, good morning. After about 3 hours of searching under the Amber Alert, we heard just about an hour ago, this child has been found and is undergoing treatment at a hospital after she was taken from this hospital, St. Louis Children's Hospital, by her mother. Now, we now know the mother is in police custody. Police feared the 10-month-old girl was under imminent threat of death because she was in critical condition due to neglect and needed medical treatment. Police say against doctor's orders, the baby's mother took her child from the hospital and refused to bring the baby back to the hospital. An Amber Alert was issued around 12:30 and was canceled just after 3 a.m. Now, Missouri Highway Patrol says a protective custody order was issued from the child after doctors noticed what they interpreted to be signs of neglect. Now, from what we know, the 10-month-old baby is now at a hospital receiving medical care. Now, we don't know the circumstances around the signs that doctors interpreted as neglect and the child being brought to the hospital in the first place. We have reached out to several police departments for some more information.
Let me pause that right there. So we have some people in the chatter that are kind of trying to figure out this whole rickets thing, because I'm not familiar with rickets like that at all. But let me tell you what it says here about rickets.
Rickets.
The most common cause of rickets is a lack of vitamin D or calcium in a child's diet. Everybody catch that? The most common cause, lack of vitamin D or calcium in the child's diet, which means what you are feeding them. Okay? Both are essential for children to develop strong and healthy bones. Sources of vitamin D are sunlight. Your skin produces vitamin D when it's exposed to the sun, and we get most of our vitamin D this way. Let me look at this. It says, can rickets be cured? As most cases of rickets are caused by a vitamin D and calcium deficiency, it's usually treated by increasing a child's intake of vitamin D and calcium. Doesn't that sound like it could be neglect? Malnutrition would cause that. Thank you, Leo. Thank you. I think somebody in the chat might have said that earlier also, and I appreciate y'all doing that. If you are starving your child or malnutritioning, if that's even a word, malnourishing your child, that could also cause this, which could be the reason for the neglect charge. Everybody catch that? Let's keep going. I think this is a home video. I'm going to show 2 of these.
Hello, little girl. You're such a big girl.
Because this is a video that the family members are trying to show to prove that the mom was a good mom. Actually, I better take these off of here. Let me make them bigger. Hold on. Y'all are not going to be able to see these like that. Hold on. Actually, this one either. So let me, we're going to show this interview, but give me just a second here. And if you guys are watching, do me a favor and please, please, please click that thumbs up. Where is it? Abducted from the hospital. Okay. Here we go. Because I'm going to need to make this real big because I know the screen is kind of small. So let me see if I can adjust. Hold on. There we go. It's about as big as I can make that.
Hello, little girl. You're such a big girl. Baby girl. You're so cute. Hello. You eat your food, girl?
I'm going to play it again, and then I'm going to show you the other video that they sent in. Is it not playing sound now? Oh, hold on. Where did it go?
Hello, little girl. You're such a big girl. Baby girl. You're so cute. Hello. You eat your food, girl?
And I'm going to tell y'all something that almost makes me teary-eyed to know that these babies were even in this position, that they could be potentially in danger, because they are beautiful little girls, man. Some of y'all actually see me posting a community tab from time to time. When I post my girls in there, like I told you, I have one biological daughter. Then the other one's not mine biologically, but she is my daughter, right? I treat her like she's my baby, and I love those girls. From OKC. Shout out to OKC. I see you in the building. I'm originally from OKC, so shout out to you. It always bothers me when people neglect, hurt, murder, and abuse these kids, because I'm just like, I don't get how you can look at that beautiful, innocent face that would never do anything wrong or do anything to hurt you, and you could turn around and just give them just crap for treatment. I just don't get how that works. This is the last video, and then I'm going to show y'all the interview so y'all can see that. I guess they're just trying to show the interaction, I guess. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what I think about this video. About these last 2 videos. What's the problem with that? Most people who've been on my channel long enough know that people in general can still post things, make it look like, oh, we're so happy with the kids, and showing them playing and laughing and doing dance routines like that mother who had her children handcuffed. You remember that story I just did? Where they tried to flee and run off to Louisiana. Y'all remember that story? I just put it on the channel like less than a week ago. less than 2 weeks ago. But she had them kids on there dancing and doing dance routines from TikTok and made it just look just a happy family while those kids were living in a literal nightmare. We're literally living through a nightmare. That's why I only take that type of stuff with a grain of salt. Here's the interview.
Thank you for tuning into the New Real STL News. This is your brother Charles Abdul Ali. We are live here today in front of Children's Hospital with the family of Jayana Johnson. And the family has some words that they want to give that they said that wasn't told during the local media reports. Can you please give your name and your statement, please?
My name is Sarah Hayes. I'm the mother of Jayana Johnson.
All right, and you had a statement that you have prepared?
Yes, I do. I'm here on behalf of my baby girl, my daughter, Jayana Johnson, who have been defamed of her character. She is not this monster they betray her out to be. She is a loving daughter, a beautiful mother of two adorable kids. She is a devoted mother, hard-working person, very caring of others. Always kept a job, started working at 16. Very respectful. Never been a problem child. If anything, she's an overly protective mother. She always put her children before anything. Never wasted the time. Ran the streets. Always was focused on bettering herself. Her babies and herself. She always tried to put the best before her children. She can be this horrible person in staff at Children's Hospital. Defame her character, destroy her reputation, betray her trust, constantly criticizing her, characterize her being a young mother or two, as a mother and a grandmother of 5 children and 6 grandchildren. We are a loving family, always supporting and working together to.
Let me tell y'all, while I'm not going to make fun of this, how many times have I come on my stream and I've said, I wish people, instead of just getting up here and talking and make themselves look like a fool, I said, why don't they just take time to write it down? At least they took time to write it down. Right? I'm at least thankful for that. So let's keep going. I'm not going to make fun of that because they are listening, so that's a good thing.
Support each other in their needs. Without sisters and brothers and family checking on one another, we are a close family. I am very active in my grandchildren's life, my children's life, and I do not take this.
So y'all are hearing from the grandmother. This is the grandmother. The grandmother of the woman who's currently arrested. This is her mom. This is the grandmother of the baby. Excuse me. I might have said that wrong. Grandmother of the baby, mother of the woman who's arrested for allegedly abusing the babies.
I do what it takes to support my family. Samara and Samari love being around their cousins. These people came and took Samari out of my care environment and her safe environment, family and cousins, surrounded with cousins, and her aunts and uncles. Make it make sense. If that's how the system works, well, we as people need to make a change in the corrupt system. I will not rest until my family is whole again. It has been broken because of false allegations, lies, and I will not relax until my daughter Jayana Johnson is relieved and released from custody. So we as a family can keep lifting and supporting her through this horrible ordeal. My daughter will stand strong. She will not give up. We as a family be there to heal her, to continue lifting her spirits up. She will recover from this. All the false statements, all the embarrassment, all the humiliation, the anxiety, the depression, like a sleep, Our family will not lose faith. We will prevail. We will succeed. Our faith is strength through our God. Glory be with us.
For those who were able to hear all of her words, here's what I here's what I want to call out. That entire statement had absolutely nothing to do with the children who are currently hurting, damaged, in the hospital with rickets and 17 broken bones. Did y'all catch that? I think for people who've been watching me for a while, 4 years now, what's funny about this, we're going on 5 years here next month. Not next month, but next year. That's crazy. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for that long already. Y'all will watch interviews and you will see these things and you'll be like, son of a gun. She didn't talk about the welfare of the children at all. She talked about her daughter, who was accused of doing something very heinous, didn't address that at all. Didn't present one shred of evidence why that wasn't true, why these children weren't malnourished and abused, right? Didn't mention one thing about what evidence you have to show why she wasn't the person who showed up to the hospital and took the child when there was clearly a protective order in place. You didn't say, like Shaggy, wasn't me. It wasn't my daughter. It wasn't her. But we saw her on the camera, wasn't her. We saw her reaching in the bassinet, wasn't me. We saw her walk out the front door, wasn't me. Shout out to Tommy, by the way. I don't know if he's listening, but shout out to Tommy, by the way. You guys get what I'm saying? This will be the perfect time for you to tell the news and the media, everybody who's listening, why the information is false and why she shouldn't be in jail. You just literally said, that's not her. She's a good person, and I loves her, y'all. I loves her. She's a good mother, y'all. That don't work.
My name is Jakayla Johnson.
All right, Jakayla. Now, this is actually the person, just so y'all know, this is who I talked to on Facebook. Shout out to her. I appreciate her responding, but she declined to come on and talk to me. That's fine. But let's hear from her mouth why the evidence is not true. Let's go.
Jayana Johnson is my sister. My family and I, along with friends, stand before you today to show support for Jayana Johnson. Jayana is a kind-hearted, loving, protective mother who is falsely being accused of neglecting and endangering her child. A mother that is seeking emergency care for a sick child is a mother that loves her child and cares about the well-being of her child. We stand before you today wearing all black because it represents the power that we will continue to walk in as we fight to prove her innocence. We are wearing all black because it represents the anger that we feel due to the injustice that is being done to my sister and her children. We are wearing all black because as a family, we are hurting. We are experiencing pain and sadness. As a family, we will stand together and we will stand up for the ones that we love. Jayana is a nurturing, loving mother who doesn't deserve to be locked up in jail.
I'm still waiting on the evidence, Miss Johnson. Still waiting on the evidence. Now, she claims they're going to be posting a part 2. Well, this has been out for a little while now, and we still ain't seen a part 2 to this interview. They're claiming they didn't have enough time to pull out all of the evidence, but we're going to wait.
My nieces, they are deeply loved They are cared for, and they do not deserve to be thrown off into the hands of complete strangers. As a family, we will fight for our rights. We will fight for Jayana's freedom, and we will fight so that she gets custody back of her children.
Let's take another pause right there. If y'all are listening, click that thumbs up. I see we got a few more people showing up. If you will subscribe to the channel, then you can type after about 20 minutes. Why don't these children deserve to be in somebody else's household if these children are being abused? Because clearly if they're being abused in one household, then they don't need to be in that household and they have to be in another household. So unless you're saying that those children deserve to be in a household that they're being abused in, then why would you say that they don't deserve to be in a household that might not do that? Caveat, might not, because we don't know. That's why we hope and pray that the biological mothers and biological fathers would be the ones to step their ass up to the table and take care of their responsibilities. You don't even hear nothing about the biological father, do you? Nope. Nope. Is she pregnant? I don't really know. I don't know. But I'm still waiting on the evidence. Y'all asking if she's pregnant? I do not know.
We will fight against this corrupt CPS system, and with God on our side, we will prevail. On October 30th, 2022, Gianna noticed that her daughter's breathing became irregular. As a loving, nurturing mother who is deeply concerned about the welfare and well-being of her child, Gianna immediately took Samaya to Cardinal Glennon Urgent Care to seek emergency care and treatment. When Gianna arrived at the urgent care, the doctor took x-rays of Samaya, saw that she had fractures, and immediately criminalized her and accused her of being an abusive mom and called CPS without running any further tests or blood work.
If a doctor, a professional, sees a child come in and they see things like this, whether it be marks, bruises, cuts, broken bones, that's exactly what they are trained to do, is call the police and call Child Protective Services. So they can do what? Investigate. Can the doctor go investigate? No, he cannot. No, he cannot. They can operate, make a diagnosis, prescribe medicine, and prescribe treatments. They cannot go into the house and go investigate. Legally, they can't do that. That's why there is a system in place between the police and Child Protective Services. That's pretty simple, right? Why would you get mad that they're doing their job? I would be mad if you weren't doing anything wrong. Everybody catch that? If I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong and you come and I get a knock from CPS, yeah, come on in. Look at the kids' beds, look at how they live, go interview them, do whatever you need to do. So that way I can get a clean report. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you'll get a clean report and all is right with the world, right? It's the way it's supposed to work.
A mother that is seeking emergency care for a sick child is a mother who cares for the well-being and safety of her child.
Pause. Effing pause. AFC, many of you guys have been on my channel. Please tell me, and I'm basically countering the things that she's saying. I want you guys to tell me in the chat, if you can verify, how many times and how many stories have we had where a person has hurt, murdered, or abused a child and took them to the hospital and they act like they don't know what happened? How many times? If you would ask me that question, I would have to say countless, because we almost have 1,000 videos on my channel, because we do that many stories on my channel about this exact thing, right? Taking a injured child to the hospital does not exclude you from guilt. That's not proof. Let's keep going. I'm still waiting till I hear some proof.
There are many false accusations and misinformation that is being reported in the media, and I am here to dismantle all of it. I am going to speak on her behalf, and the truth will be revealed.
Present the facts, please, ma'am. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's get it, ma.
It is reported that Samaya arrived at Children's Hospital in critical, unstable condition due to neglect. That is a complete lie.
What? Wow. Let me back that up. Let me let y'all hear this again. The first piece of evidence she presents is she says the child did not come to the hospital like she had been in a blender with 17 broken bones. I guess that's false information, huh? Wow.
Many false accusations
Listen again. Maybe I heard it wrong.
and misinformation that is being reported in the media, and I am here to dismantle all of it.
Let's dismantle all of it. Let's go. Let's go.
I am going to speak on her behalf, and the truth will be revealed. It is reported that Samaya arrived at Children's Hospital.
She did arrive at Children's Hospital. That's a fact. Because even in your words, you said the mom brought her to the hospital. I'm assuming for a reason, right? Okay.
In critical, unstable condition.
I would assume 17 fractures in a child's body and malnutrition, which could have been the thing that caused the rickets. That would be a serious condition, right or wrong? Is that not true?
Due to neglect.
It says that rickets can be caused, which they don't know for sure, or maybe they do know for sure, maybe they suspect it, that rickets can be caused by a vitamin D and calcium deficiency from diet. From diet. 17 fractures. Is that not true?
That is a complete lie.
All of that is a complete lie? Wow. Okay. Let's move on to the next point. Good job dismantling that.
Although Samaya's breathing was irregular, she was conscious, breathing on her own, eating on her own, laughing and playing. It is also being...
That's all a child knows to do is survive. That's all they know to do. That don't mean she didn't have 17 fractures, right? Can y'all type 17 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice? You didn't dispute one fracture at all.
Reported that Samaya arrived to the hospital with pneumonia. My sister, she stayed in the hospital 4 days and 3 nights by her daughter's side. I myself have spent hours at the hospital with them every day. I've spoken with every medical care professional that was assigned to be treating at pneumonia.
So the mom stayed at the hospital with the damaged child. Does that mean she didn't do it? How many stories have y'all heard? Are y'all First 48 fans? How many times have you heard of people staying with dead bodies in the trunk of their car, in the walls of their house, have dead bodies in their backyard? How many of you guys got a chance to watch the recreation, the documentary of Jeffrey Dahmer? Huh? Jeffrey Dahmer stayed with his victims. Does that mean he didn't kill them and eat them? Does that mean he didn't sexually assault them and put things in their drinks? They were damaged. They were dead. And all of them were still in that little blue container of acid. He stayed with them. Does that mean he didn't do it? Does that mean he's innocent? We have plenty of cases where people will take their children to the hospital and we find out that those children have been abused and the people who brought them there are arrested. It happens all the time. That does not prove innocence. Where is the proof of rickets diagnosis? Because they said that the child had a vitamin D and calcium deficiency. That's what the police report said. Matter of fact, I'll give you the website again, and you can question my source if you like. They actually have an email address, if I'm not mistaken. ParentHerald.com. ParentHerald.com. This article is by Joel Brussels of the Parent Herald, November 6th of 10:26 a.m. And I think that they, at the end of this, they usually will leave a way to contact them. I don't know if there's a way to contact them. Yep, it says contact us at the bottom of that webpage. Tell them to give you the proof. So there's your answer. You want proof? There it is. That's what they reported. They got their information. Question them about it.
There are reports stating that Samaya arrived at the hospital severely malnutritioned with the inability to thrive. Although Samaya is 5 pounds underweight, she was constantly fed, nourished, and cared for. She came into the hospital showing no physical signs of an inability to thrive.
What? She showed up to the hospital and did not present an inability to thrive with 17 broken bones. Really? I'm going to tell y'all. Do y'all remember? Go back and look on my channel back in, I think I started doing videos again, late March or April. Y'all remember when I broke my hand? Y'all remember that? When I had my accident? Broke the bone in between my thumb and the rest of my hand. It didn't stop me from doing what I needed to do, going live and still trying to live my life and take care of myself. But that doesn't mean that I was not damaged. I was still damaged. I still have the markings on my hand. I still can't bend my thumb backwards. My thumb should go about back here, and it don't really do that anymore. That doesn't mean I wasn't damaged. Oh, I had a lot more damage than that. What's up, Kimberly Flower? Y'all should know that YouTuber. She is in the building. Y'all make sure to show some love. But with her having 17 fractures, yes, a child is still, because that's all the child's mind knows, is to play, eat, and sleep. That's all babies know how to do.
While in the hospital, Jayana refused to leave her daughter's side unless a family member was present. That shows the loving, protecting nature of Jayana Johnson.
I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Let's keep going.
A mother who deeply cares for the well-being of her child, the child that she gave birth to. We are a village, and all of us have continuously displayed our love and our concern for our loved ones during this time of need. And as a family, we will fight against the injustice that has taken place. Jayana will be vindicated, and the Lord will bring shame upon these wicked corporations.
So Child Protective Services is a wicked corporation? I think people are wicked. I think that there are people in Child Protective Services, because we've done some stories on some, that do bad things. I don't think that there should be a Child Protective Services at all. Let me say that again. Child Protective Services shouldn't exist, and it shouldn't have to exist. Do we know why it exists? That's because we have a failure of the nuclear family. us as mothers and fathers are failing our children, and we ask that something else be in place to help as a safety net to help protect some of these kids who otherwise wouldn't have a place to go when you have a bad mom and a bad dad. It shouldn't have to exist. Child Protective Services didn't always exist. So how do we get through the 30s, the 40s, 50s, and 60s?
It is alleged that Samaya suffered 17 bone fractures due to a lack of care. That is simply untrue. While at Children's Hospital, we were informed that the fractures Samaya had were the result of a condition known as rickets. Samaya did not have fractures due to physical abuse or neglect.
I could understand 1 or 2, maybe even 3 fractures. Hope everybody catches this. There's not 4 or 5 or 6. What's up, Peachy Tea Time in the building? Not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, not 13, not 14, not 15, not 16, but 17 verifiable fractures. "17 verifiable fractures." That's something that you can put in an x-ray and show that you have 17 fractures. I'm pretty damn sure that they have that evidence. I don't understand how you can say it wasn't neglect when you have 17 fractures. If a child has weak bones, it is possible to miss maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3, I guess. I don't know because I haven't been through that. But to be real, and no disrespect to this woman on the screen, because like I said, I did talk to her on Facebook. But let me say to the biological mother, excuse my language, but you cannot be that fucking stupid to miss 17 fractures. You cannot not see that if you're an attentive parent. You can't miss that. That is impossible to miss. If you tend to your baby the way that you're supposed to, 17, thank you. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're defending.
Rickets is a condition that affects bone development in children. It causes bone pain, poor growth, as well as soft, weak bones that can lead to bone deformities, making it easy for her bones to fracture.
Pause, ma'am. Yes, you said one key word. Pain. 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 Children with broken bones are going to feel pain. And if your child is crying, they're going to be crying with 17 bones in extreme pain. Thank you. 17 fractures, not even 3, let alone 17. They're going to cry. How long did you allow this to go on before you noticed 17 fractures?
Rickets is normally caused by vitamin D and calcium deficiency.
From poor diet.
But it can also be a genetic defect.
From poor diet. I Google searched it. Y'all Google search how you could get rickets. I Google searched it. Let me Google search it again. I just typed in the word rickets.
Here's the definition of rickets: a disease of children caused by vitamin D deficiency, characterized by imperfect calcification, softening, and distortion of the bones, typically resulting in bow legs.
It says that it also can be caused by poor in a child's diet. The most common causes of rickets is a lack of vitamin D or calcium in a child's diet, which means what you're feeding them, which means if they were properly going to a doctor, you would know what you need to be giving them, which would be they would need way more vitamin D, and calcium. All 17 bones didn't hurt all at once on that baby. This is BS. I agree. And Kim said those babies are beautiful. Those babies absolutely are beautiful. And that's why it bothers me, the fact that it just seems like the family is putting the mother before the children. They're not even considering, in their mind, they're not even thinking maybe the mom is guilty. What if she is? I'm going, as a parent, if it were me in this situation, or if I were a grandparent, I would say, I'm going to be on the side of those babies first. Let's find out if my daughter did something to these kids. That would be me as a grandparent.
Rickets can also develop in a child if the child has another condition that affects the way the body absorbs vitamins and minerals. We have medical documentation that proves that Samaya was born with a heart murmur, along with other heart defects that contributed to her being vitamin deficient and underweight. Heart murmurs can cause symptoms such as breathlessness, difficulty breastfeeding, eating, and poor growth. As a loving, nurturing mother, Gianna tried many options to ensure that her daughter, Samaya, received the proper nourishment and was well-fed. She tried breastfeeding. She's tried different formulas, including Similac, Infamil. Even with those efforts, Samaya didn't begin to gain a significant amount of weight until Gianna placed her on the same high-calorie, organic, vegan milk formula that her older daughter, Samaria, had also and grew up on when she was a baby.
You still haven't explained 17 fractures. Still waiting on that.
Gianna fed her daughter Samaya every hour, but even with all of her attempts, Samaya still had difficulty feeding and gaining weight and absorbing nutrients, which was due to the heart condition and heart defect she was born with. This hospital have neglected to check her medical records adequately. Gianna did her best.
What? She said the hospital neglected to do their job and check her medical records. What do medical records have to do with 17 broken bones? Oh, that's why she has 17 broken bones. It's because she has a predisposed condition, which is why the mother apparently doesn't have fucking eyeballs and didn't see that this baby had 17 fucking broken. That means this baby's body, I don't know if y'all might be old enough like I am to remember Stretch Armstrong. Y'all remember the little character Stretch Armstrong? You could stretch him all type of different ways. The baby's body don't even like could you imagine how many which I would like to know which bones were actually broken. I'm assuming arms, feet, legs, maybe ribs. 17 is a lot. How do you miss that? Even if you know what's funny? Even if you didn't have eyeballs, because I know that there's some people out there. You say you remember Stretch Armstrong? You remember. Even with people that don't have eyes, who are visually impaired, still have their sense of touch. Did her hands not work? Could she not feel what a solid bone and a broken bone feels like? You can actually feel a broken bone if you are actually handling your child. You would not miss that. Please, somebody in the chat, tell me if I'm saying something that's wrong here. Y'all do me a favor and click that thumbs up. We got a decent amount of people here, but I want more people to see this. Please tell me if I'm looking at this wrong. How, as a parent, if you have eyes and hands that can feel, How do you miss 17 of those things?
Ensure that Samaya received proper care and nutrition. All Jayana needed was a supportive medical staff, a little help from medical staff and dietitians to help determine the best long-care term and care plan for Samaya. But no, instead of helping her, a young mother trying her best to take care of her children, they criminalized her, took her children, and pressed charges against her, telling the media that she endangered the well-being of her child.
They didn't tell that to the media. The media found out, like people like me, that there was a protective order put in. They just took care of their business. And then people were like, well, why did you arrest her? Because she had a protective order and wasn't supposed to have a kid, and we issued an Amber Alert, found her with the kid, shouldn't have had the kid, we had to arrest her. That's information they had to put out. They had no choice but to put out the facts.
This system failed her. It was also reported that Jayana was informed about there being a protective order in place for Samaya, but she still decided to leave the hospital against doctor's order.
I hate when they say that. They said the system failed her, y'all. Did the system issue out some semen? Was the system issuing out semen like, here you go, ma'am. Here's some semen seeds. You want to take these and put them in some water, let them sit at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Take a little a turkey baster, put them things in there, and then just squeeze that up in between your legs every night with your legs up in the air, and you'll get a baby. Is that how they're doing it? They're just passing out semen seeds? Oh, that's right. She got those seeds from a man, the biological father, whom we have not talked about yet. That's a failure of mom and dad, not a failure of the system, because the system didn't give you the kids. The system didn't tell you, yeah, why don't y'all go and procreate? We think you guys will make a good match. And they failed like the love connection. They failed to make the love connection. They didn't, y'all were on Match.com and they did a shitty job of matching y'all up, right? Y'all like that turkey baster? Thank you. Kim said, I didn't see any tears for the baby, not once. They are upset for the biological mother and not for the kids. Isn't that something?
That allegation is false. The allegation that was made is absolutely false. Gianna was never informed that she no longer had custody over the child that she gave birth with during her stay at Children's Hospital. Gianna received notification of the protective order over the phone by CPS employee an hour after she left the hospital.
So she knew that there was a protective order against her. Damn.
It was stated that Gianna left the hospital against doctor's order without notification. That is false. She verbally told nurses and doctors that she was seeking better care at a better facility.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to replay this. I want y'all to hear this again. Jesus, ma'am. Ma'am, if you're listening to me right now from Facebook, ma'am, you cannot say that she knew an order existed and she took the child anyway because eyes knows what's better for the child, and I'm going to take the child to another facility to get better care. That means you knew, A, that the order existed before you left, B, that you couldn't be around the child, and C, you took the child when you weren't supposed to have the child. You literally just acknowledged that. They're going to use that against you in court. I'm telling you now. Let's hear it again.
At Children's Hospital. Gianna received notification of the protective order over.
You just confirmed that she knew. Right there. Boom.
No longer had custody over the child that she gave birth with during her stay at Children's Hospital. Gianna received notification.
Bingo.
Of the protective order.
Bingo.
Over the phone by CPS.
Bingo.
Employee an hour after she left the hospital.
You knew. Guess what you also could have did? Reverse course and brought the child back, but she didn't do that.
It was stated that Gianna left the hospital against doctor's order without notification. That is false. She verbally told nurses and doctors that she was seeking better care at a better facility.
That was your reason that you gave them for leaving and breaking a protective order. Boy, you just can't be this level of dumb. God damn. Come on.
This hospital failed to provide a proper resolution for what was going on with Gianna. Gianna also left written notification displayed easily for someone to locate that she was leaving the hospital and taking her to a better facility.
You just can't be this level of dumb. Somebody in the chat said that's the definition of leaving against orders. But she left a note. Hey, y'all. She left a note, though, that she knew that she wasn't supposed to leave and left anyway. Man, look. Whatever y'all do, y'all don't need to get into no type of legal defense, defending people. If you ever end up in court, ma'am, I'm going to just tell you, don't defend yourself because you're going to lose royally.
Listen, a mother that is, as of right now, the police are trying to stop, the security are trying to stop this interview. We are trying to get justice for Gianna. So if it appears that we are distracted, we're trying to speed this process along because they're trying to shut us up.
Are they trying to shut you up? Or are they trying to tell you that you probably need to have a filming permit to be out there filming? Why do people protect abusers? Kim, I cannot tell you how many times that I've been on here, and it's just absolutely insane how many stories I've presented where I show people, I say, look, they're coming out and defending the person who was accused of hurting a child, and you don't hear them mention anything about the child that was actually hurt or murdered. Many, many times. Why they do it? It's because I personally believe that they don't care about the kids as much as they care about the person that they're trying to defend. Again, that's why my channel exists, because I'm trying to point out and show that there is a huge lack of people caring about children. That is why the AFC exists. That's why we're the advocates for children. And we say that children should be put first. They're putting these children on the back burner.
It was reported.
Usually in order to do an interview like this outside of somebody else's property, somebody else's facility, usually you either have to get their permission or you have to get a filming permit. That's what the news people do. They can't just be out just filming anywhere and everywhere without having like a press pass or some type of permit or be permitted by the police or the property owners. Am I right or wrong about that? If they don't want you out there doing news interviews on their property, they have every legal right to tell you, hey, you can't be out here filming. Do it somewhere else. You could have did it from home. Could have did it at your church. Just saying.
That Gianna was seen leaving the hospital with her mother wrapped in a pink blanket. Let's be clear. Samaya was safe in her car seat. Jayana made sure that she took Samaya to a different care facility. If she was guilty of trying to endanger the well-being of her child, why would she take her to another hospital facility? I would love to go more in depth about the allegations. However, security is telling us that we need to cut this interview. Please know that there will be a GoFundMe listed under this video. I thank you for your time.
Now we find out what this is all about. Did y'all catch that? What is this whole interview about? Is this interview about the kids or is this interview about money? Can we get a hashtag baby is for benefits? Thank you, Just Jay. Thank you, Just Jay. You've done it again. You guys are welcome. I presented another case that people care about money over children. Hashtag babies for benefits.
However, security is telling us that we need to cut this interview. Please know that there will be a GoFundMe listed under this video. I thank you for your time.
There will be a GoFundMe. I'm sure there always is a damn GoFundMe, right? And here's what I want y'all to remember. The GoFundMe is on the side of the family that is accused of abusing the children. I've always said, be careful before you do. I've never said don't donate to GoFundMe, don't use it, don't give nobody no money. I've never said that. But what I have said is when it's on the side of the family that's accused of doing the abusing, y'all need to be real cautious before you just start dumping your dollars. Y'all want to see how much the GoFundMe was for? Does anybody want to take a guess at how much they're asking for? You're super interested? Are y'all ready for this? Da-da-da. I don't think y'all want to know. If you do, hit that thumbs up. Share this video. I don't even know how many people we got watching live. How many are here right now? We have, almost 800. Not too bad. Hit that thumbs up. We want to have one thumb up for everybody watching. Please hit that thumbs up. Y'all said show it. Let me see. Is it this one or is it this one? How about I show you? Let me show you something, like Jim Carrey would say. Can y'all see that number right there? Maybe you can't see it. Maybe I need to let me see if I can superimpose on the screen. Do y'all see that? How much are they asking for in GoFundMe? Can y'all see that? Is that number big enough for you? Do I need to make it bigger? Is that big enough for you? Y'all said a GoFundMe for what? I think I might have the details. I think I can read it. 225,000 MFing dollars. $225,000 MFing dollars. Y'all want to know what the GoFundMe says? Let me see if I can get it up here. Did I save it? I might have saved it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I could actually just look it up that way. Hold on. Let me just Google search it that way. Let me see. Jayana was falsely imprisoned. CPS took her kids. Exclamation point. Uh-oh, I wrote in prison wrong. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Can I fix that, please? I guess I gotta manually do it. There we go. Where is it at? GoFundMe. Where's the damn GoFundMe? I typed that in perfectly. Oh, Lord. Let me see. They're going to make this hard. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can go to GoFundMe directly because I don't remember where the page is, or I remember I had to look it up. Hold on. There it is. All right. So I think I can show you this on the screen. Give me just a second. Let me get out my trusty screen share. Boom. So for those who can't see it, I'm going to superimpose this $225,000 FMF and GoFundMe. Jayana, the mother, was falsely imprisoned and accused of child endangerment. Child Protective Services, and I want y'all to remember, this is why they're asking for $225,000. How much has been raised as of this moment? There have been $0. Peachy tea time. Zero. Can y'all type that in the chat, please? Zero. Which is the amount that I believe there should be in that GoFundMe. But I digress. Child Protective Services unnecessarily took Jayana's children into state custody when all Jayana was trying to do was get care for her child. Jayana takes great care of her babies. We will not allow these baby thieves to snatch our sweet baby girl from her family. Jayana was concerned about her child's health. Therefore, she sought emergency care for her child. No mother who wants to endanger her children will go through such great lengths to ensure that her baby receives the proper care that she needs. I want y'all to also remember that the child had 17 fractures. But I digress. Let's keep going. CPS then came to my mother's home with a court order. I'm not making this up. Y'all see it right there on the screen. They are verifying that they knew that the court was already involved. CPS then came to my mother's home with a court order to take her other children or other child into state custody, even though she already had a wellness exam and it was determined that she was in good health. I don't think they understand what the court order was for. It's to protect the children legally from the mother who they thought abused the children. That's the point. My heart feels like it's been ripped out of my chest, and I can only imagine the distress and agony my baby sister feels. I can only imagine the distress my precious niece feels being taken away from their loving mother and family. Can y'all believe that? And I think the most interesting thing about this is I think every single person who heard about this story, who saw this GoFundMe pop up, have watched my videos at some point, and they said to themselves, not this time. Nope. Like Al Bundy used to say on Married with Children, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am, we will not give you $225,000 after you are accused of neglecting your child to the tune of 17 broken bones. We're not going to keep standing for that. We are not going to keep standing for that and giving y'all money when you don't have health care, when you don't have a plan to be able to take care of these children, right? You have no plan, you have no stability, you have no marriage, you have no promise by way of two parents to provide for these children. Do these kids have the same mom and dad or the same dad? I don't know. Who knows? But why would we continue to fund irresponsibility? That is flat out irresponsible for any person, let alone this person, to have a child with 17 broken bones and you're going to act like you didn't freaking know. I think this is probably the real reason, to be real with y'all before I close this out. That's probably the real reason why the family didn't want to actually come on my stream and talk to me, because they would have to explain these things. If you're going to say CPS is lying, tell me what they lied about. If you're going to say that the police did you wrong, present your information, present your case. Clearly and concisely tell me why them removing these children from this woman's possession was the wrong thing to do. And based on their written statements, they weren't able to do that. And based on the information that's against the mother, I believe that she probably is culpable for what she did. But if y'all want to go back on her Facebook, I think she left a big old statement on there, or at least her sister did. Y'all can go check that out and at least read it. Don't harass these people. And I'm going to say it again. Don't harass these people, leave nasty comments or anything like that. But you can at least go and see what they've posted. We probably will be doing an update about this, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be yet another case that I presented on my channel where I did not have to retract a single word that I have said. Yet again, take that to the bank and cash that rather than trying to cash a $225 million GoFundMe. All right? This is your boy DJ Just J. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this story. All right? Thank you.